our Lord Ganesh, something like that. He was not so prominent during the Vedic period, but he he has become extremely powerful, extremely popular in the present times. There's a very interesting story, the Puranic story, which you might have heard about Lord Shiva and Parvati. So it so happened that Mother Parvati, she created Ganesh as one of the Gana. The name itself is Gana Ish. Gana means you can say attendant. Now Ganesh was Gana Ish, the chief of the Ganas, chief of the attendants of Mother Parvati. Somehow Lord Shiva did not know about it, and so there was some kind of divine mismanagement, I call it. And then Shani had a look at Ganesh, and his head fell off. So all those stories are woven together. And then Mother Parvati was very, very angry, and to soothe her, to calm her down, it was said that go get the head of the first animal that meets you in that direction. And then there was an elephant, and so they brought the head of the elephant, and that was fixed on the head of Ganesh. But because of this divine mismanagement and the chaos that ensued, the gods blessed Ganesh with being a very prominent god, and that whenever there would be any kind of worship, external, internal, he would be the first one to be prayed. And then, as the time passed, Lord Ganesh was equated with prosperity, opulence. We will see that. Today, when we look at today's religion in India, wherever you go, wherever there is some kind of formal worship or people meditate, these worship or even starting something new, there is an expression in the Sri Ganesh Karna to begin something auspiciously, Sri Ganesh. So Ganesh became extremely prominent. And the most important prayer offered to Ganesh comes from the Vedas itself. Gananam tva Ganapatim havamahe kavim kavinam upashavastamam jeshtarajam brahmanam brahmanaspata ana shinvan utibhi sida sadhanam. As you might say, as you might see, the mantra does not address Ganesh directly. Only qualities mentioned here, which we will describe. Now, these qualities remained intact, continues to be intact even today. Just that a form has been given to it, and that form is of Ganesh. Gananam tva Ganapatim havamahe. Havamahe, havamahe, yajamahe, bharamahe. These are the expressions in the Vedas to mean to offer, to pray. So it says that Gananam Ganapatim, of all the assembled beings, they can be divine beings, they can be the attendants, they can be ordinary human beings. So whenever there is an assembly, like for example, India is known as Ganarajya. Here, a large number of states have joined together to form a country, Gana. So, Ganesh is here addressed as leader of the gods. Because whenever there is yajna, the gods assemble, and in the heaven also the gods assemble. So that assembly of divine beings, Lord Ganesh, is the chief of these gods. And as I mentioned to you, this Gana, it came to be associated with Lord Shiva. And those of you who belong to Shiva tradition, those of you who have studied Shiva stories, you know that Gana, Nandi, Bringi, etc., they are all Gana. So it might also mean assembly of the rishis, seers. Interestingly, this Gananam Ganapatim, according to some rules of grammar, it can also mean one who is the master of himself. That means one who has brought his mind completely under control. Completely under control. Ganaanam Ganapatim. So now it's equated only with Ganesh, who is the first one to be worshipped. And prayer is being, or the offering is being made to Ganesh. Second word, this Gananam Tva Ganapatim Habamai Kavim Kavinam. Kavi, those of you who belong to India would know that Kavi means poet. But the real meaning of Kavi in the Vedic tradition is Krantadarshi. Krantadarshi means one who knows the past, present, and future. This power belongs only to God and also to some great sages. Sages who are truly great, truly great. And that's why Kavi is one name of God, capital G. Kavi, the expression Kavi is also used for the great sages because they were seen as knowing the past, present, and future of everything. Now, later on, copying from the Vedic poets, Vedic sages, it is now applied to even ordinary poets. Now, Lord Ganesh is being addressed here as Kavim, Kavinam, of all the great seers, of all those who are great Krantadarshi. Now, I am using these expressions because they represent something very important. Now, simply translating that in English ruins the whole thing. So, Ganesh is God. Because of all those who know past, present, and future, which is one great quality of God, and Ganesh is being addressed as Kavim Kavinam. That's why you will see that all over the country, many people get initiated in the mantra of Ganesh. And Ganesh as God, rather God seen as Ganesh, it plays a very important role in worship. As I said, external and internal. And this same ideal can also be used by one of those great poets who transcend the limits of time and space. Then there is Kavinam Upashravastamam. Upashravastamam, highest in comparison to all. There is that assembly of gods, an assembly of divine beings. Ganesh is the highest of all. That's why you'll see in many parts of the country now Ganesh Chaturthi, the worship of Lord Ganesh, is performed with great pomp and great devotion. Jeshtra Rajam. Raj means king. Jeshtra Rajam is a supreme king. Why? A king is supposed to look after its subjects. Just like that, Lord Ganesha looks after his devotees. Whatever you want. You want success, you will attain success. You want evil removed from your life, he will remove that. He is also equated with the Riddhi and Siddhi. All kinds of powers. This yogic powers like Anima, Lagima, these all come from Lord Ganesh. And, well, he's a complete God in every sense. And Jeshtrajam Brahmanam. Here, Brahmana means Brahman is one who knows the spiritual truth. Acharya Shankar defines somebody who is established in the knowledge of Brahman. And here it means amongst the knowers of the spiritual truth is the best. So see, in whatever possible way, Ganesh is supreme. Ganesh is really supreme. That means he has unparalleled wisdom because Ganesh is Brahmanam. And Brahmanaspata. Brahmanaspata is one who protects riches. So Ganesh is one who gives you riches and he also protects you riches. For example, when we were kids, Sometimes our parents used to give us small amount of money whenever we went to attend some fair or we were traveling, and repeatedly they would say that protect it, be very careful about it, don't lose it. And those were the days when India didn't have much money, so every paisa counted. That means the giver were parents, and the responsibility of protecting the money was with us. In case of Lord Ganesh, he's both. He gives and he also protects. So we find that Ana Shinvan Utivi Siddha Sadhanam. So these sages are praying that look, we are going to have a big yajna here, and all the gods have been invited, and the great sages have come. Now we request you, O Lord Ganesh, you please come and take a seat so that this sacrifice becomes meaningful and extremely honored. So here Ganesh is being requested to grace the occasion that yajna is going on. Yajna requires presence of the gods. And you should take it deeper if you want to see it as some spiritual occasion for yourself. For example, supposing you are going to sit for japa dhyana, meditation and prayers, or simply worship, and you recite this mantra, and I'll advise you people to memorize this mantra and recite it. So your heart is the place where a huge sacrifice is going on all the time. And during meditation, it's intense sacrifice. Because when you are working, your mind is a bit scattered. But when you are meditating, when you are trying to meditate, your mind is focused. And you would want Lord Ganesh with all his qualities to be there so that you may attain success in your endeavor. Your endeavor is to focus your mind on God.